What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. The rumor mill has finally churned out what is actually going on. PWCC has been sold to Fanatics officially. Darren Ravel broke the story at 3:52 Eastern Standard Time. This has been, I tweeted, if you're not following me on Twitter, you should be, Neo_Cards_Comics. The PWCC rumors have been absolutely out of control the last 2 to 3 weeks. Really, since that first round of layoffs happened a couple of weeks ago. Plenty of people have done videos on it. Sports Card Radio, AIH, Dustin did one yesterday. I came very close to recording a PWCC video for this morning and pushing today's video back a day. The reason why I didn't is I didn't have it stone cold. I really didn't. I was hearing the rumors yesterday went through the roof that PWCC had sold, but no one could say who they sold to. The two likely candidates were Fanatics and to a lesser degree Collector's Universe and to an even lesser degree Alt. To me, Fanatics was the only one that truly made sense. But as I discussed, the rumors had been churning heavy on PWCC. Darren Ravel actually hints at it in this book. So essentially, everything that had been brewing the last couple weeks seems to have been true, which once again, I'm not surprised by. I just didn't personally feel comfortable enough with it to make a video on it. I didn't have it sourced the way that I prefer to have this stuff before I run out and make a video. No offense to anyone that did. More power to them. I came very, very close. And I said, at this point, I'll just wait and let this thing play out and then react / talk about it once it actually happens. But a couple weeks ago, the rumors were hot and heavy that PWCC was in really big trouble. Ravel kind of hints at this towards the bottom of the article. Essentially what happened was PWCC took loans against high-end sports cards. When the market crashed on the high end, the people just said, I'll keep the cash, you keep the card, peace out. Sounds like PWCC got margin called on their end by their bank saying, hey, we would like payment. And then PWCC was caught in the middle of, okay, the collectors owe us a bunch of money. And I'm saying collectors, not as in Collector's Universe, collectors as in people. Owners of these cards owe us money. They told us to stick our heads in the sand. The banks are saying, hey, we would like our money. And then we're kind of caught in the middle here where we have a card and no cash. So that's why you've been seeing, I think, some more high-end stuff come to market lately, was them trying to build cash flow. And I don't know the nitty-gritty details of how it works when you take a loan out with PWCC in terms of, do they own your whole, can they sell off all your vaulted cards or just the ones that you took loans against, and kind of how all that stuff works. I don't know the details on that, but that's basically the quick and dirty of it. So there was rumors that PWCC was going to go bankrupt or that things were looking very dire over there. If that happened, that would have caused chaos potentially. So this makes sense for Fanatics from a couple different reasons. One, on the front end, it immediately gives them a selling platform and a vault and the infrastructure. They don't have to build that from the ground up. PWCC has a lot of skeletons in their closet, but they do have all the infrastructure in place. I don't know if Fanatics will rename them or not. I would assume that they probably would. Once they're fully absorbed, they'll put some fancy new coat of paint on it. And in a couple of years, no one will even remember that they were PWCC, or most people won't remember that they were PWCC or care. And they may gut the whole management infrastructure. We have no idea how this is all going to play out. Because a lot of people will say, oh, why would you buy PWCC? They have a lot of baggage with them. That baggage might get left at the airport, for lack of a better term. So it immediately gives them a foothold in the space. Once again, PWCC is a major player in the vaulting industry. So it immediately sets them up there with an online marketplace, a vault, all that stuff, all in one nice, quick little package. They could just buy their way towards the top of the market and then integrate them how they want to integrate them. On the back end, and kind of the underrated aspect of this is them, air quotes, bailing them out, which I think this is almost more of a bailout than an acquisition, or a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Once again, I don't know anything on that. That's just the vibe that I've been getting over the last couple weeks. is that it protects the high-end market. Fanatics will give them an influx of cash. They'll cover whatever they need to cover. Maybe they sell off a little bit of high-end of stuff. But if, like I said, if PWCC actually went bankrupt, that would have caused chaos in the sports card world. And that would have not been good for anybody. Especially Fanatics trying to come in and establish themselves as, hey, look at this new asset class, whatever, you know, all the stuff that they want to go for. If all of a sudden out of the blue, the high-end market completely tanks, and or these cards, one, what would have happened is they probably would have had to been sold off, so they would have all went to auction. Potentially, once again, don't know how the vaulting agreements work, but a lot of this stuff would have had to been sold. It would have flooded the market, tanked the prices even harder. And then I don't know if people's cards that were legitimately vaulted and caught up in this, if they went bankrupt, how that would have worked. That's always been the fear of vaults. All that stuff, you're now safe, you know, unless Fanatics goes under, which I don't see that happening. But I think that's an underrated aspect of this purchase. It is simultaneously vaults them into, hey, we have a marketplace, we have a vault, we have all this stuff that PWCC has that we didn't have before, that we can integrate into our vertical integration, or insert fancy business terms here. And it also CYAs us, because this could have had catastrophic consequences if PWCC went bankrupt and really hurt a large portion of the industry. They did not want to see that happen either. So to me, it makes total sense from those two particular aspects. And then there's probably some other side benefits that I'm not even thinking of that they could potentially take advantage of. So if you have cards in PWCC, you're probably feeling pretty good today. I know people were getting very nervous. I got a lot of messages and DMs about, hey, I requested cards to be sent home. They are taking way longer than normal. Or, hey, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm hearing a lot of PWCC rumors. This should put all that to bed now that they are part of Fanatics. If you remember, like I said, this stuff's been churning for a couple weeks now. A few weeks ago when the PWCC layoff happened, I mentioned in, like, I think it was a Sunday morning video, I said, listen, I can't tell you what to do with your cards at PWCC, but I would be reevaluating things in regards to what you have there, and at least taking inventory of, you know, what's sitting over there. Do you really want that sitting there? Do you not? At least for the time being, I don't really have any concerns now that they're going to be part of Fanatics. If anything, this probably vaults them to, no pun intended, probably the top of the list. I think ultimately, as this all shakes out, it's going to be them and Golden kind of competing with each other. Golden has the advantage of, which it's not working super smooth right now, but I have a feeling they'll get the kinks worked out eventually, of once you grade your PSA orders, you could just send them straight to Golden to sell. I have not done that personally. I thought about doing it on this last order, but there's still like about a 2-week upload time on from when they're graded to when they hit Golden, and I just didn't want to deal with that. But if they clean that up, I could see a lot of aspects of a lot of those PSA cards, or a lot of good aspects of all those PSA cards getting graded, going straight to, you know, Golden's marketplace. So I really think it's going to kind of come down to them and whatever this new PWCC space is. The eBay vault, it's cute, but they haven't really leveraged it at all. They haven't done a lot with it, and I haven't heard a lot of good things on it. So that one has potential, but someone needs to get in there that knows cards and kind of give that thing an overhaul. There's some real negative aspects of the eBay vault that I have seen for the few people that I know that have used it. I have no firsthand experience with it. I have no firsthand experience with Golden either, at least from a vaulting perspective. And PWCC, I have purchased things from there. I have a Manny Ramirez card sitting in the vault now that I won in one of their weekly auctions. There's no hurry for me to get that shipped home. It was like a $30 card. So, but they already were a major player. Now they are 100% a major player with the Fanatics backing and however they get integrated. To me, the most interesting part is if they end up renaming or rebranding, if you will, to something else, or if they stick with the PWCC name. I could see that kind of going both directions. PWCC has a lot of brand recognition, we'll say, both positively and negatively. So that is the update. This is now 100% official. I'll be honest, I feel better that I waited the extra 12 or so hours to make this video to get it final. Like I said, the biggest reason I was a little not skeptical of the rumors, I believe them. I just didn't want to put anything out there until it was locked down stone cold. So sometimes, you know, I'll be quick on stuff. Sometimes I'm not going to be as fast on stuff. I'm going to go with when I feel comfortable with it. Because I got some DMs that are like, are you doing anything on PWCC? And I'm like, I'm going to wait. Not that I didn't believe what people were telling me. It was just that no one had who the purchaser was. And I thought that that was going to be key to how this story played out. And I didn't want to speculate on that. So now that we have the purchaser, and it's obviously official, or as official as it's going to be, Darren Ravel, here we sit. So that is the news of the day. Curious for your thoughts and comments, as always, down below. We will catch you boys and girls on the next one. Peace.